What's up, beautiful people? It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we have the Officer Tatum on why black men choose white women. Awesome. So I've covered this one before, but this is an updated one, and I see that lots of people engage really on the other one, and they shared lots of beautiful stories. Yeah, so I've got to check this one because this is updated. This is like recent, but not really recent, but it's relatively new from the previous one that I checked. So yeah, let's check it out.
So why do black men choose white women? This video is brought to you by Beating Black and Blue. Beating Black and Blue, my brand new book, being a police officer, a black police officer in an America under siege. Go ahead and get it now. Amazon, #1 on Amazon for new releases and law enforcement. But I think we can do a lot better. If you already got the book, make sure you go on and give a 5-star review if you believe that this book is 5 stars. Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live. Y'all know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have no politics to talk about, right? We already talked about Justice Smollett. Yay. We already talked about Cuomo, all these other people. I don't have any politics to talk about. And I feel like that it's intuitive or appropriate to talk about other social issues that are out there that I think people want to hear about. So I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet. The question is always posed to me, and people who I believe are not acting in good faith. Some of them may be jealous or haters. Some of them may be brainwashed or confused or even misinformed about interracial dating. So people that know me know that my wife is white, right? And then my oldest son, his mom is white. Me and her met in college way back in 2010. So people criticize me, and they criticize other black men. Although if you look at statistical data, most black people marry black people at like 80%, white people marry white people, whatever. It's just a phenomenon where there's a crossover. And people criticize me sometimes, and they especially from black people, that, oh, you a traitor to your race. Black men shouldn't date white women. You just date white women, as if it's some fetish or something crazy like that. But let me break it down to you. And I made a video a while back that got millions of views where I spoke about this a long time ago. But I'm going to give another statement about it just very quickly so people can understand. In my opinion, based on my experience and the people that I know, because I know a whole bunch of brothers that marry white women, 99.99% of the time is because of culture. I think people get caught up in their emotions and get caught up in rhetoric and think it's about race. No, it's more so about availability to certain women and culture. Normally when you see men who make it in the NFL, NBA, and they go marry white women, and people perceive, oh, that person's a sellout or whatever the case may be. No, it's because that person has now been interjected into a different culture. And I said this in my last video about family, marriage. When you look at the statistical data, you see that 70+% of black households, children are born out of wedlock. I grew up with my parents not together. And so when you are involved in a culture that may be more appreciative of the family structure, or for whatever reason the family structure is more intact, and you get to a point where you're outside of your childhood, outside of where you grew up at, and now you perceive that I want this family, I want this type of environment, then you go for the people that are doing that. People that more than likely their parents are together, or they have a structural environment that you feel like is conducive for what you want in the future. People that are less argumentative, people that are more agreeable with you, people that may agree with you politically, people that may understand financial success, and you may want to attain that relationship with them. That has minimal to do with race. And like I said, there's a lot of successful black people that are married to black people. There's a lot of conservative black people that are married to black people. ABL's wife is black. Ben Carson's wife is black. I can go down the list of many black people who are conservative that marry black people, and it's not necessarily the race, it's culture. The reason I married my wife had nothing to do with the color of her skin. I've dated black women plenty of times. My first serious girlfriend, my first girlfriend in high school was black, girlfriend in college was black. I dated a few other black women while I was a police officer, and the reason why I dated my wife is because we agree on how to raise children. We agree on politics. We agree on many things. We have a similar sense of humor. My wife is ambitious. You know, she compensates for the things that I feel like that I lack. You know, I'm not a fashion person, but my wife is really good at fashion. She's really good at budgeting. You know, she does a lot of great things, And as a partnership, it makes sense.
Yes.
You know, all of my friends who are married to white women or women outside of their quote unquote race are married because these women were loving to them, kind to them, supportive of them. And in many of these cases, and I'm just going to be honest, many of these cases, I think that there's the reason why we do see this sometimes, and it's back to the culture, is because some of these young people who are raised without fathers, raised with mama that say, I don't need no man. And I'm not saying that every white person got a daddy and every black person don't have a daddy. But what I'm saying is that when you look at the statistical data and even your own personal experience, just keep it real. Then you see that when a person is raised in a family where I don't need no man, we doing good, we out here surviving. When that person is born into that situation, I believe the lack of fatherhood, you don't know how to treat a man. Yes. You don't understand what it is to be vulnerable with another person, especially a man, being vulnerable, cooking, cleaning, doing things that you believe is a servant or a service to your husband. And then this feminist movement and got women all wackied out. But realistically speaking, men are desiring women who are that way. When I was growing up, women like that used to get criticized. Right? Yeah, the white woman, they always y'all want the white woman because they weak. Y'all want the white woman because they'll do whatever you want to do. They don't never say, they ain't got nothing to say. And it's like, well, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? You want a woman that's agreeable. You want a woman that's going to be nice to you. You don't want a woman that's argue with you all the time. You don't want a woman that want to wear the pants. And y'all battling who the man in the house. Yes. And unfortunately, from my personal experience, and it's obviously not the experience of every person, is that certain cultures of people, typically lower income, poor people, have this mentality that is not productive. I would argue counterproductive to marriage and to things that successful people want to obtain. And I'll finish it with this, just my thoughts. I would argue that people need to stop looking at race. Look at love. Yes. Okay? Yes. Marry who you love. Don't marry who you look like. Because a lot of y'all miserable because you want to marry who you look like instead of marrying who you love. The person that's going to be the best fit for your family, the best fit as a wife, as a helpmeet, according to the Bible, a person that's going to be supportive of you, and I'm speaking to men. For the women, a man that's going to be a leader and responsible that you can depend on. It doesn't matter what color they are.
What color they have.
It matters what they are to you. Love is love no matter what. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just my quick thoughts on interracial dating. I mean, I could have a whole podcast. Me and my wife are going to start our own podcast. But you can have a whole podcast talking about these things because it's something that has come up and people criticize me all the time and criticize other black people. Oh, you just marrying white women. Candace Owens' husband is white. You just marrying white people, and, you know. And so I think it's invaluable to have the conversation about why. Why do most people do this? And generally speaking, it's because of culture. It's because you are in a realm or a culture, or you identify with a certain set of skills or cultural identity practices that are conducive for your life. So,
wow, yes, and that's the truth. People want to meet and marry people who agrees with them, who reason and things like them. Like if you meet a person and the person doesn't agree with you in any stance, you don't want to be with that person. I mean, come on. The idea of people even thinking of and saying that, marriage, you have to marry people that look like you or marry people based on their skin color. Like, I still would not understand it. Like, come on. Even amongst the blacks, we still have people who still have good family structure. Even amongst the white, we still have people who are from broken homes. Now, nobody is saying that there is one person or one place that is preferable, but if you are in an environment where they have beautiful family structure and you meet somebody who has beautiful family structure, you are wired to attract and be in that space because it is safe. Nobody wants to be in a chaotic environment. I mean, come on, we all know what it does to us mentally and emotionally and everything. More so being in a state of mind, or being in a relationship with somebody that every time the person counters what you do, or the person puts you down, or the person doesn't lift you up or encourage you in some type of way. Nobody wants, let's be frank amongst ourselves, nobody wants to be in that type of environment or that type of relationship, because you're just gonna fight, and at the end of the day you break apart. There are people who love, even though love is not coming to them. I must say, what I would say mostly is, most of the time people attract the exact same kind of behavior. They mirror their kind of behavior. That's the right word. They mirror their kind of behavior. So most times they attract people that have the exact same reasoning like them. Let's say, for example, you've ever heard the word hurt people? So sometimes people who are hurt and who feel that type of hurt, or feel a certain type of hurt, they attract people who will hurt them. They feel like that type of love is a good type of love until they realize that all they're doing is just going through repeated cycle. But when they realize that that is detrimental to their health, their mental health and everything, they begin to look for something that is not similar. Yes, that's the right word. Some people attract, or some people are conditioned, or some people like to date something that is similar. I mean we know that as humans we like something that is very familiar. So yeah, but when they see that, oh, what I've been doing, or the type of love that I've been attracting myself, and the type of love that I've been looking for myself is not the normal kind of love, they realize that, oh, this is where it's safe, this is where it's home. And best believe, everybody wants, in a way, want to attract the kind of love that is beautiful, gives you safe home, peace and everything. I mean, it's not about race, it's about culture. That we marry for cultural differences, we marry for so many different reasons. I mean, the list goes on and on, but all the same, nobody will want to marry somebody who oppresses them, or nobody will want to be with somebody who oppresses them, or who puts them down, or who doesn't appreciate them. I mean, even in your peer group, amongst your friends, you're not most likely gonna last longer with somebody who always puts you down, who doesn't see any good in you. And like, so how do you expect to be in a long-lasting relationship or marriage with somebody who doesn't appreciate what you do, who always puts you down, who always look for a reason to judge you for something or condemn you for something? And come on, we all know we are humans. We have that intuition. Our intuition doesn't lie. We have this sense of emotion, a sense of feeling to want to be accepted. And yeah, if you feel a certain person, regardless of what the skin color looks like, accepts you for who you are, gives you the kind of love, the respect is very important, especially in marriage. There is a mutual feeling, is a mutual benefit. And another thing that also I want to point out is sometimes people marry people who they feel the connection and feel interlocked with. So let's say somebody that completes you. That's why you hear people say, oh, I married my soulmate, because there's an area, or there's a certain area that you lack, and this person can fit in and correct that for you, and you also vice versa will do the same thing in the person. That is where that is how people meet and how people bond. I mean that is a beautiful kind of love, regardless of what the race is, or regardless of it. And that is where the culture comes in. A lot of things comes to play, especially with marriage and partnership and the likes, only to name a few. But yeah, like what Officer Tatum said, it's not about race or about the color we have on our skin. I mean, people should come to realize that it's not about that. And because a lot of people especially amongst the blacks, a lot of them and a lot of times they are conditioned to see that coming from a broken home is normal, so they feel like that is the societal norm, which is not even the norm. And adding to what feminists are even making placing on society to say, oh yes, the women should be independent, the women should be strong, the women should embrace their masculine nature, when in reality a woman is supposed to be in a feminine nature while the man is supposed to be in masculine nature. That's yin yang, the bond. That's why yin yang, I mean, even you as a woman, you if you can outrightly control your man, control him to the point where he's a yes mom or yes boy kind of behavior, kind of way, you feel a kind of resent to him. You won't even respect him. I mean, come on, even we, us as women, we know these things. We know that we wouldn't want to be with a man, or people be with a man we can control. So even the ideology and the things feminists are even placing and putting is, I mean, come, let's just face the truth. It's not right. We as women, we know that we are meant to be of service to our men and to our men. I mean, men love it when the women are of service to them. Now, that does not mean that they are gonna dominate over you. It just means that you respect your man and you want to be there for your man. But all the same, I really love your thoughts and your contribution in the comment down below. You can also share your story in the comment down below. You can also share your thoughts and other important things you think might be really helpful. And until next time, see you in the next video.